on track, but they didn't stress about anything. They were happy to maintain their weight. Even if they went up a couple pounds, they're not stressing about it. And that's fine. Like, I was very much someone who was just maintaining and enjoying, all the temptations around me. And I'm fine with that. But now that we are coming into September, it's like, okay, if we were ever going to do this, if there was a time of year that we were going to commit and say, all right, I'm ready to change, let's do this, it's now. Like, it is 100% now. It would be foolish to sort of go into this time of the year, this quarter, and sort of coast again, like maybe some of us did in the summer, and just like, oh yeah, but Thanksgiving's coming and Halloween and then Christmas, because all of a sudden it's going to be the start of 2018 and you are going to be so far from where you had hoped you would have been. So it's now that you really need to decide, okay, I want change. I've been wanting change, but I didn't really commit 100% this summer, but now it's time to commit. So I think that it's sort of a gut check for everybody. Like, let's do this and let's figure out what's going to work for us as far as a program and sticking to it, and just really getting those goals out on paper and saying out loud in the group what your goals are and why those goals are so important for you and what you want to feel like, right? So I think that over the next week or so, I think it's really important that everybody really thinks about that and where you want to be come December. Like, I know it sounds crazy because it's so far away, but it's really not. Like, this is the season we're entering into, is the September, October, November, December, right? And where do you want to be? Where do you want to end up?
And at the end of the day, guys, there's no perfect, there's always going to be Thanksgiving. There's always going to be a party. There's always going to be Christmas. You're always going to have a trip come up. Like, you know what? I really kind of had a lot of ups and downs this summer. I was like so strict. I did not cheat on any long weekend, like literally drinking water with blueberries and not doing anything. And then I would totally screw up on some random weekend. So it was crazy, crazy summer. But I mean, those occasions come up. We give you the tools on how to handle weekends like that. Like, that's what we are here for. So you don't have any excuse. Like, if you're saying, oh, this time of year isn't great because I'm so busy getting the kids back to school and then Thanksgiving's going to come. Well, you know what? You need to, like Megan said, give yourself a gut check. Like, how bad do you want this or don't you want this? And at the end of the day, that's kind of what you have to say to yourself. If you want it, it's a mindset thing. It's not a motivation thing. If you're sitting around waiting for motivation to knock down your door, you're going to be waiting a very, very, very long time. Motivation comes once you get some results. Once you lose that first 5-6 pounds or those pair of jeans fit again, that's when motivation kicks in. Right now, you just have to move. You just have to go. You just have to do it. Like, even when it sucks ass big time, you just have to go. And the motivation will come in a couple weeks. I promise you that. But you have to get determined with your goals. You have to ask yourself the hard questions. Like, why do I want this? Is it because I want to be a good influence on my kids? Do you want your kids to see you not liking how you look in the mirror, or eating junk food and feeding yourself unhealthy stuff, or calling yourself fat? Like, those were the reasons that I did it. So I know I'm not the only woman in the world that doesn't want her little girl to even know that F word. She knows the other F word very well. But so ask yourself those hard questions. Is it because none of your pants fit? Is it because your doctor has told you that you have to lose weight because your cholesterol is through the roof? Whatever it is, you need to really dig deep. Write it down. Like, I challenge you tonight after this, or right now as we're talking, write down why you want to do this. why you finally for once want to get to your goal, and then do the hard work. It's not easy every day. There's always going to be hard days. There's going to be days you don't want to do your workout. There's going to be days that you want to eat what your kids are eating, but you got to go get through those things, because those little tiny things that you do to cheat just add up and add up and add up and make you not get to your goals. Those little cheese, like grilled cheese crusts, half a glass of wine, handful of peanuts. Like, I can tell you, I have gained like 10 pounds since probably in the last year. I have not ate hardly anything bad, you guys. I've just overate healthy stuff, like a handful of almonds extra, a little half glass of wine extra beyond the yellow container I saved. You know, you don't have to be going out and having McDonald's and French fries and all the junk to gain weight. The program is there for a reason. It is written for you to see results. So if you want to see results, you need to follow the program. We really don't even have to converse about the program. I get messages every day. Can I have this? Can I have that? Can I have that? Could I have more of that? No. Like, what does it say in the program? Like, it's like scientific. It goes with the workouts that you're doing every day and how much you weigh. And it will work if you work it. What we're here for is to help you through, is to give you tips, to give you motivation and, you know, accountability. But we're not here to rewrite a program. You've got that. You just have to stick with it. Tough love. Aren't you glad you came? What else do we want to talk about, Megan?
Oh gosh. Well, okay, so when are we starting, Michelle? Michelle, when are we starting?
Well, I think that there was a lot of people interested in doing the 3-day refresh. So I think what we will do is we'll open up the group over the weekend. So we're going to keep our existing group open this weekend for you guys to track your stuff and, you know, whatever. We're probably not going to be posting in there, Megan and I. We're going to just give ourselves a couple days to regroup and start our, you know, get the new group up and running. That's a little bit of work for us to do. So we're going to let you guys still keep track of whatever you want in the existing group. And then you'll expect an invitation in your email to join the new group. So at some point this week, there's going to be a post that comes out in our group asking who would like to be in the next group. If people are not participating, we're not going to add them to the group. One thing that we learned through this process is we can only actually invite 250 people to this group. And we maxed out, I don't know, some of you might remember, we maxed out and we had to open up a new group. But the problem was there was probably 100 people in the group that weren't participating. And we don't want that. We want people to be participating in the challenges and supporting each other. Like, that's why we do this, right? To help you guys. And we know that you help each other. So we'll put out a post asking who wants to be included in the next group. I'm sure we're going to try and touch base with most people. And then we'll get going. The people that want to do the 3-day refresh with us, it's going to start on Wednesday. And if you don't want to do the 3-day refresh, that's okay. You still are in the group and carry on, do the daily challenges. But the 3-day refresh will be part of those first 3 days. People just want a little kickstart after summer. And so I would say probably Monday would be the day that all those invitations will go out, Sunday, Monday.
Yeah, and like the expectation is that, you know, if you're joining this group, that you're going to show up, because in reality, you are taking a spot in the group. And when we can only have so many people in the group, we really want to make sure that those spots are being filled with people who are, you know, working towards some goals, but not only that, they're participating in the group. They're checking in daily. they are doing the challenge, they're encouraging others, they're sharing their own journey. That's the whole point of the group. So, I hope that everybody who does join the upcoming group is there to really participate and be a member in the group. And then if you're wanting to do the 3-day refresh, this is the week, like these next couple days are really the time that you would need to get ordered for that. I see Cheryl. Yeah, so if you are breastfeeding, Cheryl, it's because it's just too low of a calorie intake for those 3 days. Your risk of having your milk supply deplete a bit is just not worth it at all. Like you need to keep your milk supply up for sure. So just wait till you're done. I waited. I mean, I wanted to do it. I kind of wanted to do it. So I waited until I was done breastfeeding and then I did it. So definitely wait. It's worthwhile to wait for it. But yeah, if you want to do the 3-day refresh with us, then it's something that you need to get ordered in the next couple of days, and Michelle and I can help you with that and get you the correct link for it. And if you have no idea what the 3-day refresh is, then just reach out to us and we can show you a little video about what it is. But basically it's a plant-based cleanse where for 3 days you are still eating food, but it's mostly veggies, fruits, healthy fats, and there's your Shakeology as well as a vanilla fresh shake, which is they use like a potato protein in it. So it's a really high protein shake. And it's pretty good. Like it tastes much different than the vanilla Shakeology, but it's a high protein shake that you have. Plus there's like a fiber sweep you take. So a different series of shakes throughout the day plus real food. And you do that for 3 days. And the really cool thing about this is that doing it in a group is so much easier. I did it on my own and it was so awful. I hated it. And I swore I would never do it again. And then I did it again, but I did it in a group. And it was so much easier because I learned a lot of just ways to sort of tweak the food and to make it just much more enjoyable. And I'm doing it again. So it obviously wasn't that bad. But doing it on your own, I think, is tough because you miss out on a lot of the tips and sort of tricks to surviving the 3-day refresh. So now's the time. If you want to do it with us because it's a great time of year to get that kickstart and really get to hitting those goals in September. So
I love the 3-day refresh. I do it often and I have all the tips to make it super easy. So and I don't give those away to just anybody.
Jana, I don't ever do it for weight loss. I have no interest in losing weight. I never have. But what it does for me is it like clears my head, like my thoughts of like, I need to eat this and I have to have this, those kinds of thoughts. And it really is like such a good challenge for my mind almost of like, I don't have to eat all this food that's in front of me. Like I can feel so good and I have willpower to avoid temptation. So it's just all about cleansing like your internal organs, everything. Like it cleanses every part of your body. That's what it's designed for. It's not like a drop weight quick. Like you're going to drop some weight, but in reality, you're going to just eat normally the next few days. And some of that weight is going to come back on because it's a lot of water weight. And, so if you're doing it just to lose a few pounds, well, don't. Like it's, as you all know, this journey is so much more about just losing a few pounds, but it really does like cleanse your everything, your mind, your body, everything. So that's why I do it.
I never feel better than after the 3-day refresh. And that's why I do it. Like there was a time I was doing it like probably once every couple months. It was not because of weight loss. Like Megan said, don't do it if that's what you think it is. Like you will lose weight for sure. And I find if I stick to my 21-day fix plan after, will keep most of it off. Like I might put a pound back on. So that's great. But it's not about that. It's about getting my portions back in control. I'm really bad, like I said, with my portions. So I know what's healthy and I very rarely steer from what's healthy. But for some reason, my portions are just always like my head just needs more food. So the 3-day refresh gets me right back on track with that. Like right back on track. And you just feel, I don't know how to explain it. Your whole body just feels just so much better. And I know for myself after this last month, like I need it. I feel tired and kind of draggy, and it's all because of, just a few cheats here and there that I wouldn't normally have. And I sleep better. I'm very dedicated to exercise. I hate exercising, but I definitely don't ever miss it. Like it's just something in me that is kind of this competitive thing. And the 3-day refresh, you shouldn't exercise. Very, very light. So you might do yoga, you might go for a walk. So for me, it's an awesome break for my body. Like the whole 3 days is just a really awesome break in everything. Just like harder food to digest, I'm away from that for 3 days. I'm away from intense exercise for 3 days. Like it's just a good kickstart to a new program, to a new whatever.
And what I really loved about it, because last time we did it over a weekend, which is really challenging. And a lot of people just didn't do it because it was over a weekend. What I loved and what I was so proud of was the fact that I did do it over a weekend. And I'm not like Miss Social Butterfly or anything, but I actually did have an event I had to attend, a barbecue. And I went to the barbecue and there was drinks and so much food. And because it's only 3 days and you invest money in it, I wasn't going to like screw it up, right? So there was no way I was going to go there and cheat at all. And I went there and I didn't eat all the food. I didn't have all the drinks that everybody else was drinking. And I walked away from it realizing, why do we always feel like we need to eat and drink at these things? Even if we don't want to, we do. Right? You just start eating the chips and dip in front of you. You have a cocktail or two, even if you don't really want it. Like you have the dessert, you have like whatever's being passed around. But because I was like sticking to my guns and I didn't want to waste my money or like fail in the group, right? Like you have that support. I didn't have anything, and I came home and I was like, why do I always find that so hard? I'm a people pleaser with food. So if someone's like, oh, try this, I'll be like, oh, okay, sure. Who cares? 3-day refresh, whatever, out the window. But I didn't. And it just reinforced that no one is ever forcing us to eat the food. Never. No one like holds it in our face and is like, eat it, eat it, eat it. We do it to ourselves. Like we put that pressure on ourselves. So that was like worth all of it. Just having that realization that I do it to myself. I'm the one that's forcing it in my mouth and my face. Like no one else does that to me. So just those kinds of takeaways are really game changing for your whole journey, I think. So it's definitely worthwhile to do.
Yeah, this is not meant to be a 3-day refresh call.
But we had no plan.
Yeah, we had no plan. Okay. Does anybody have anything they would like us to cover in this challenge group? So we are going to go through Thanksgiving and Halloween and Christmas. So obviously our focus when those times come are going to be about healthy recipes and how to handle Thanksgiving dinner and Christmas dinner. Obviously we're going to cover all that stuff for sure. Okay, so that's a given. But is there anything else that you guys felt was missing in the last one that you want us to add, you want us to take away? Is anyone brave enough to talk? That'll be the key. Because really, we're really open to suggestions for sure.
Yeah, or even like type in.
Yeah, typing in the chat box if you're too scared to talk. That's cool. Just type it out there so we know.
Because Because sometimes like we really are like, oh my gosh, what should we talk about? Like, we don't want to keep talking about the same things if you guys are like, oh my God, why do they keep talking about that same thing? Or is that helpful? Like, is the repeat information helpful? So whatever feedback you guys have for us is very much appreciated. Like, negative feedback is great too. We're not here just to get like high fives or anything. We definitely want to like know what we can do moving forward.
I want to ask something.
Sure.
I had this group plus 3 other ones last week, and I felt like my head was spinning. Like, I don't know how you guys manage time to get into all these groups and read everything all the time. That's why some days you see me, some days you don't, because I can't keep track of everything. Like, do you guys have more than one group, or just?
I don't.
Like,
Oh.
I have my free group. Is that what? Like, are you?
Well, I had this one with you guys, and I have my own that's been running for the last month. And then I had a free one, and then I was in one with Elaine for the shake off, and it just seemed like too much, like trying to post in everyone, and
Yeah.
I felt I had a hard time getting into this group for myself because I felt like I had to be there for everybody else.
I think, Jana, you need to probably prioritize, right? So
Oh, totally.
This is maybe more of a coaching call subject because you feel like you're being pulled in some different directions. So you probably need to sort of figure out where you need to be right now. So this is a challenge group, as in you are a challenger. Or do you have challengers in here too?
No, none of mine are in your group.
Yeah, because you have your own group, right? You've
Yeah.
got your own challenge group. So from a business perspective, that's where you need to be because you're leading other people, right? But if you feel like you still need the support and accountability from us, Megan, your coach, then I think that's just kind of a personal thing. As a coach, we juggle lots of things. That for sure. I have a zillion groups. If you saw my book, you'd probably die. Sometimes I die. And sometimes I'm better than others, right? Like sometimes I get in here every day. I mean, I'm always checking, but I may not add my Shakeology or add my workout. And some days I add it all at midnight. And it's just, you do what you can do. But you need to prioritize where you personally need to be the most at this moment.
I just feel I don't want anybody to think that I don't care about the group. Sometimes I can't do it in work and kids and.
Oh yeah, we all got all that stuff. We all got the same stuff. So don't ever, you got to do what's good for you, what you can handle. And you need to decide where you need to be. What's giving you the most value.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think Megan would agree. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else? Suggestions?
Hello.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi. So I'm relatively new to the group. I joined, I think, sometime last week. I got an invite from Megan. And I have been finding this is the only group I'm part of. And I find that doing the check-ins has been great for me. There is an element of accountability for myself. I think in my role, in my profession, I oversee case managers, and it's just in the social work field, but just that element of accountability that I'm holding them accountable for things. I'm trying to embody myself with this group. Just the principle of checking in with people. I will be embarking on the refresh. I'll be doing that as well. So I'm looking forward to that. But one challenge I am facing, I think I posted on the group the other day or earlier today, was I have a sweet tooth. So I'm starting now. I'm finding a week into this, I'm finding myself wanting to get to that sweet stuff, and I don't want to wreck my progress thus far. Someone suggested having a Shakeology in the afternoon. What are some other suggestions that you may have?
Yeah. And you know what, Michelle, because you are sort of new to drinking Shakeology, it might take a little bit of time. Like the thing is with Shakeology, it's not this like magical shake where you have it for a couple days and then magically your cravings are gone and your insides are working the way they need to be. It's a progressive product, meaning you sort of have to be drinking it every single day over a period of time to really get the benefits out of Shakeology.
Okay.
So what you may find is in a few weeks from now, just all of a sudden they'll start to diminish and you'll be like, oh, weird. I don't actually have those cravings that I was having. Like, it's not this instant thing that they're gone. It's just sort of slowly over time, you start to not really even think about it or even really remember how bad it was. But in the meantime, having your shake when you find it's the worst. Like, do you find it's in the afternoon or the evening that you're like
the late afternoon, early evening? Yeah.
So that's me too. It's the afternoon, and that's when I have my Shakeology.
Okay.
So I just always have it when I know I'm going to be at my worst. And you know what? There's some days where I have to have a second Shakeology, that I just am like, either I'm going to make a batch of cookies and eat all the cookie dough, or I'm going to make Shakeology and have Shakeology. So which one's the best, right? So I do that all the time. Like, I'm okay with having that extra 150 calories or whatever Shakeology is on its own. I will do that. And that's totally fine. If that's going to save you from a little binge fest or having ice cream, whatever the case may be, then for sure. There's other things that some people had said too, like some peanut butter with apples or the Greek yogurt with peanut butter. That's what I try to save for the evening, and that makes me feel like I'm having my ice cream. And even knowing at dinner time that I'm going to have that yogurt and peanut butter, or sometimes I'll do yogurt and coconut, because I have a really hard time getting that orange container. And I don't know if anybody else struggles with it, but I find Michelle loves her seeds and stuff. I'm not a big seed person, but I love coconut. So I'll put the coconut in the Greek yogurt and have that. So just sort of finding little things like that, but also give yourself like some grace, right? Like, you're very new to this and you can't expect to just be rocking this and have no slip ups. Like, some days you're just going to have the ice cream or you're just going to have the cookies, and that's okay, because you're not going to go the rest of your life without having cookies or ice cream or cake. Like, you're not. Trust me. I have a sweet tooth too, and I have no intentions of not having that. But you have to learn to incorporate it in ways that it's not going to sabotage your entire journey. So, maybe right now having those cookies and stuff isn't the best idea, but maybe, a few weeks down the road where you feel like you do have better control and you're seeing results, it's not going to derail you.
I think I've lost a large amount of weight, so I feel like I'm like an expert on these kind of things. I've tried every trick in the book, right? I think it's important at a time like this, Michelle, to know your personality. Mm-hmm. And my personality is one, I cannot cheat. Like, if I cheat big. Like, if I open the licorice, I eat the entire bag. If I open the bag of chips, I eat the entire, like, I can't have the one cookie, and I'm still like that. So I know that about myself. So when I was in the middle of my journey, I would pick a particular time, and they were always the long weekends in the summer, that I was going to let myself, like, I knew that or Christmas or Thanksgiving, like, there was always a date ahead that I knew I was going to be able to have the forbidden, and nothing's forbidden because this is a lifestyle. But for my personality, I had to kind of say, it is forbidden until this time. It's not that I can never have it again, but I can't actually have it once a week. So if that's your personality, go and have a second Shakeology, because those calories are good, and you're not going to like go and have 10 Shakeologies. Like, we know you're not going to do that, but you might eat the entire bag of cookies. Because
I totally would, right? And so it's something that I need to stay away from. Absolutely. I can totally appreciate that. And I think your suggestion of having those sweets or whatever forbidden treats at a holiday, I think maybe leading up to having that as a goal, so to speak, for myself, I'm thinking.
And you know what usually happens? You get to the holiday and you're like, frick, I've been working so hard, or it doesn't taste as good. So what happened to me with Shakeology, honestly, like I didn't love it at first. I really was just looking at it for weight loss purposes. Like all the things I tell you not to think about Shakeology, I was actually like doing, right? Didn't like it, wanted it to help me get skinny, like period. That was about it. I could care less about the nutrients, to be honest, when I first started it. But I, like I said, every Saturday night I would inhale like all forbidden foods, licorice, chocolate, cookies. Like I was a binger, big time binger. And I can remember about a month and a half into Shakeology, I was like, I didn't even think about buying licorice. Like I hadn't been buying it, but it had been a struggle. It'd been like, oh my God, it's Saturday and I can't have any of that stuff. I just want to go to bed early so I don't have to think about this. Like I was trying all those tricks to make myself not. Like it was kind of a struggle. And then one day I realized I didn't even think about it. And I, to this day, not that I don't like licorice anymore, don't get me wrong, but I don't ever think about it. Like the cravings are not there. And I think and I 100% think it's because my nutrients are fulfilled now with Shakeology. And I mean, I'm sure Megan's explained that to you, that what we are missing, Shakeology adds back in. And as you progress with it, your cravings, I guarantee and it sounds like you're a lot like me, will be gone. You know, you won't have them. And then when you get to that special occasion, when you've said, okay, on Thanksgiving, I'm going to have a piece of pumpkin pie, because you might be like, oh, I'll have a sliver, but it doesn't even mean that much to me anymore, because the motivation kicks in and all that kind of stuff. But to get over the hump, have another one, or have another piece of fruit. Like just have something that's on plan. Because I find if you're like me, you have something off, then you just say, F it. Like, screw it. I had a cookie. I'm just going to eat the whole row. Like, I'll start again tomorrow. And that just gets you into this mindset that is just not good. If we can stay focused on the right foods, don't worry about having an extra container of blueberries or something because you have to have something sweet, or another Shakeology, or a little trick I do, because I quite frankly don't love drinking calories. I really like to chew. I will make I call them little Shakeology turds. So I will take a scoop of Shakeology in a bowl, and I'll put just a tiny bit of water and a tiny bit of peanut butter, and I'll stir it all up, and I will literally take a piece of wax paper, and it makes about 6 little, they almost look like Hershey Kisses. 6 little pellets, put them in the freezer for about 15 minutes. And it's like I'm eating chocolate. Like, don't knock it until you've tried it. I make them a lot. Delaney eats them all the time. And I don't feel like I have to eat all 6. Like a couple sometimes does it at night or midway in the afternoon when I feel like I need something. So that might work for you too.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Anybody else?
And I need to add that I do not go anywhere without Shakeology. Like in my car, in my purse, in my camper, any place at work. Because if I get a sweet craving, it's done. I will be at the gift shop buying a whole bag. So I have to have the Shakeology everywhere, because it will kill my craving. But if I miss it, or I don't have, I have to drink it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've been on it now for a few months, so it's probably it's kicked in now that it really does help. I mean,
you don't get it.
Yeah.
If I get a Shakeology for the day, then I feel like junk. So I'd rather have a second one than be missing one everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Okay, guys, anybody else have anything they want to ask us or about program, like, you know, if you want to try a new program, any questions at all? Tonight is the night to ask. Heather, you look like you're going to say something. We can't hear you, though. We can't hear you.
Well, we already know I'm technologically challenged, right? Hit the mute button still. Okay, so I'm doing the 21-day fix. I do want to do the 3-day refresh, but that would start the day after I'm supposed to start my 3rd week on my round 2. So is that okay to stop and to do it?
Yeah, definitely. Stop and do it, and then just pick right back up where you left off. Yeah.
Second, I'm on the 21-day refix, but I haven't been doing her workouts. I've been doing like UV2 because it's pretty close to a walk aerobics because I've had both knees drained now, and a couple of other little things that I've been doing, but it's still workouts, so that's cool, right? I mean,
totally. Yeah, I mean, you and I have talked about this a lot, Heather. You're good. You're still losing. Heather's lost like 10 pounds?
Yeah, I think more than that. I didn't weigh myself today, but I know the inches were there.
Yeah. So you're doing awesome. You know what? We're so connected that we'll know if we need to make any changes. I just want you to keep doing this. Yeah, you can't do anything more with workouts right now with everything that you're going through, but you're still losing. So that's just, we want to stay on course. You're doing awesome. Yeah. Okay, guys, if nobody else has anything to add, we will call it a night. Megan, do you have any closing thoughts?
No, I don't have any closing thoughts tonight. Sometimes I can close on a bang, but I got nothing.
All right, thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us tonight, and we will see everybody in the new group next week. Bye, guys.